Hey guys, welcome back to Goose Adventures. Honk honk, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, welcome. I am Jen. If you've been with me, well, thank you so much for doing that. Guys, today, by popular request, I'm going to be talking about what I ate. What did I eat to lose over 130 pounds? Now, if you're new here, I did it without using any medicine and I did it without any kind of surgery. Now, I don't judge anybody, and I always get asked this about the weight loss meds. I personally did not use them, but I don't begrudge anybody or judge anybody if that's what you end up doing. I get it completely. It just wasn't part of my experience or my adventure, if you will. But I am going to talk about what I did, but I need to really, really preface this and say, again, I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse practitioner, not anything in the medical field. And also, I am not a nutritionist. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I ate because I had a lot of requests to do that and what I still eat and that sort of thing. But I just want to be very clear what worked for me may not work for you, and it might not be right for you. It may not be balanced enough for you, and you may not like the choices that I made. I get it. Everybody is different, and everybody's food preferences are different. So just understand that going into that. I just want to be very, very clear. This is just my personal lived experience and what works for me. So it may not work for you. I would suggest if you're serious about this, listen to what I'm saying, but also consult a doctor, nutritionist, whatever you feel comfortable with, and do your own homework for sure. But anyway, let's get into this. The key takeaway I want to, if you learn nothing else in this episode, I want it to be to radically rethink your perspective on food. That's what it took for me. I was completely addicted to food at my heaviest. Now, if you're new here, I'll show you some pictures you probably saw in the thumbnail. This was me before. That's a little bow on my baby's face because I don't show the gosling here, but this was me before. This is not a photo I have shown before. This was at my heaviest. Again, I didn't get on the scale, so I don't know how much I weighed. I have a guess. And then this was taken last week, and it is me. You can see my chin and everything, but it actually, I mean, I kind of cut off part of my face, but I was trying to show where I started and where I am now. So it has taken me about a year and a half to accomplish this. So I feel really good. I really do. I've done this through hard work every single day. I've done this through eating right and through exercise. Honestly, mostly it's been the complete change in the way I eat that is what's done it for me. So again, I'm going to talk food, but I would suggest you do your own research on this one. But I'll tell you what I did. So I have some notes here, so I'm going to be looking down, but I'm talking to you. And do make sure you're subscribed because this is a newer channel. I'm really trying to take it off. Hitting the thumbs up, leaving me comments, things like that really help me out. Suggesting this video or even like sharing this video, all that really helps me grow, and I appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, my main channel is RHR Jen. That's why I have all the royal stuff because I report on the royal family. Okay, but on to what did I eat to lose whatever it was, 134 plus pounds. Okay, I feel your judgment coming on. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to tell you the honest truth of what I did. And again, my personality is different. This worked for me. It may not work for you. That's okay. Here's what I did. I chose a few staple foods. Okay. I picked some healthy foods that I enjoyed, and I will go over what they were, and I stuck with them. That's mostly what I ate. I build my meals around them, and I would just stick with it. If I'm given too many choices, I don't do well with that. So I just picked out the foods that I knew that I liked and that were healthy, and that has helped me so much. Now, I hear you. I hear you groaning. If you had told me a year and a half ago that's what I would have done, I would have said, "You're crazy. That does not sound fun at all." But I've just gotten used to it. I got used to it actually pretty quickly. And I've just stuck with that. And even now, as I shift from the weight loss to I'm working more on physical fitness and maintaining, I stick with these healthy foods and I find that that works for me. Not giving myself too many options or choices, that works for me. But again, I do worry about make sure you're balanced nutrition. I may be missing some food groups here. Again, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just telling you 90% of the time, that's what I do. I really do. I stick with a few staple foods, and I'll go over those. I would encourage making smart swaps. Look to replace your processed snacks like chips and things like that with, I know it sounds boring, but look for healthier options like sliced veggies, things like that. Hummus. Drop those sugary drinks. Look for unsweetened options such as herbal tea. For me, what works is planning ahead so I'm successful. So I don't let myself get so hungry. One of my favorite foods, and I'm going to go into the foods, are nuts. I love nuts. It feels like, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes my brain happy. I've always loved nuts, but I love mixed nuts. So I find that carrying bags like this of these nuts, and even like they'll have like some dried fruit in it, that sort of thing, it does me so much good because I don't let myself get where I'm like ravenously hungry and I'll just eat anything. I know me. If I let myself get too hungry, I get into some trouble. Um, like this pack that I like here, and I'll show it to you, is 210 calories per bag. So I look for things that will have the nut. I mean, I love all nuts, but that have the nuts that I like. I do like a little dried fruit in there sometimes, just for the little sweetness kick. And I look for things that make sense in my calorie goal. Now, I've been very honest about it. Some people are all about counting calories, where I got much more, maybe restrictive isn't the right word, maybe it is, but where I cut it down to a few staple foods, I didn't so much concern myself with counting calories because the weight fell off because I wasn't venturing out of my main staple foods. um I focused on adding nutrient rich foods where I could. So that way, again, I didn't get too far off balance. You'll hear me talk about the main foods. For instance, the main vegetable that I ate was broccoli, but I love vegetables. So I'm not saying I never eat, you name it, cauliflower or zucchini or things like that. I look for all kinds of different vegetables, but my main thing is broccoli. I have broccoli most days of the week. I just love broccoli. So it works for me. Let's see what else. I try to think of, and that's been the big thing, is reframing food. Part of my addiction is putting way too much power, giving food way too much power over me. So I've had to reframe it and rethink of it as my fuel. So that has helped me a lot. Eating mindfully has helped me a lot. Really thinking about, is this what I want to eat? Am I full? Am I actually still hungry? That kind of thing. Those It's just, again, involving my mind in the process as opposed to before, I would just mindlessly snack. I would finish, like, if my kid didn't finish whatever it was, her mac and cheese, I just sit there and eat it without even thinking about it, and I didn't count that as, like, a meal. It was just like, "Well, no, I'm just eating some mac and cheese," and then I'd have a meal. It was just stuff like that, adding in so many unnecessary calories. Again, it's not that I count calories so hard, but back then when I was just have all this stuff and then add that on top, it was not good. So, um, I pretty much, people were asking, was it gradual or did you pretty much dive in? I pretty much dove in. I knew at the like when I started this thing a year and a half ago, I knew that I had to make a drastic change. And honestly, like, I've been over it. You can ask me any question. I don't answer all the questions. I've explained that 2024 was a very difficult year for me personally. So for me, part of the way that I handled it and going into this weight loss thing, I didn't set out to lose 140 pounds. It's just what happened because I stuck with it so hard. But for me, it's like I just knew I had to take control over, and the only way I could do that was just picking these, again, these staple foods and sticking with them. I've teased it enough. Let me tell you some of my staple foods. And again, I think sometimes they would change over time, but here are the main ones that I stuck with. Bearing in mind that I'm not a nutritionist and you will want more balance than this, but these are my staple core foods. Grilled chicken. Simple, right? But grilled chicken almost every day, grilled chicken. Um, Apples. I personally love red apples, but even through this, I go into green apples too. Like I'll to switch things up, I'll pick a different kind of apple and just try. I've eaten every kind of apple there is. My favorite, Honeycrisp. Oh, so good. But apples. So again, grilled chicken, apples, broccoli is my key vegetable. I have that most days. I'll tell you a trick on the broccoli. My favorite way to eat broccoli is just take a head of it, wash it off, cut it. I put a piece of foil down in the air fryer. I drizzle a little bit of avocado oil on it, put in the air fryer for about 2 minutes. I still like it crispy, but I like it a little bit cooked. It's perfection. I'll even add a little garlic salt sometimes. It's so good. So that's my favorite way to eat broccoli. So let's see, we got chicken, apples, broccoli. What else? The nuts. I eat nuts constant every day. I have some sort of nut. I love nuts. Um, I eat rice. I actually really like the long grain and wild. I'm sure people give me crap because I do the heat up rice, but I do. I love the long grain and wild rice. That's some of my favorite to eat. I'm looking because I brought it. Oh, another thing that I really like to eat are black beans. I used to not like black beans. I love all kinds of beans, but black beans I discovered that if you drain the black beans and you sprinkle taco seasoning on top, it tastes like almost like you're eating taco or like a Mexican meal, and it's really healthy for you and it's really filling. So that's the things that I look for, things that are filling, nutritious, and taste good. So that's another food that I eat quite a bit. I mean, those are my staples. I know it's just, and this is weird because I'm not a big fan of this, but I found that it helps me a lot. I've grown to like it more is beef jerky. Beef jerky because, um, and this is probably not, this is a very processed kind, but beef jerky because it tides me over. If I'm hungry or if I just need something like maybe I just don't have time for a whole like big thing or whatever, a whole big snack, I'll just get some beef jerky. And it's just good. Last year I've eaten so much beef jerky. I know it's crazy, but it's got a lot of protein and there's all different kinds. There's less processed kinds than that. We'll get into that. But yeah, beef jerky is another one for me. And that's it. I mean, those are my staple foods. And I know it sounds very, very limited. That is 85 to 90% of what I eat. Now, I still, I don't deprive myself, especially not anymore. At the beginning, I really had to limit, but now if I want a piece of bread, I'll have some bread. If I want a bite of cake, I'll have some cake. It's stuff like that. But I have to watch myself and I just take a couple of bites and I'm thinking, okay, have I had enough? I've said before, for me personally, I find that 4 bites of something decadent is all I need. And then I feel great. I don't need more than that. Whereas before I used to finish it. If it's a piece of cake, I'm eating the whole piece of cake. If it's whatever it is, if it's a bowl of ice cream, I'm eating the bowl of ice cream. But now I find that usually 4 bites, my brain's happy. Another trick I've talked about quite a bit. Again, I go back to the nuts. I was looking, I thought I had them down here. I don't. They're over there. Dark chocolate almonds are like my favorite thing ever. So that satisfies, again, my love of nuts, but also if I need chocolate. So it's finding healthy alternatives. So that way you don't feel like you're deprived. But what are your staple foods? You can list them below if you want. Again, this sounds very restrictive. That's not where I'm going with that. I'm saying just pick those. So that way my thinking was, if all hell breaks loose and I'm like, I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to eat. If I've got these staple foods ready to go and in my mind, then I can just tell myself, okay, what do I feel like eating? So I'll just cut up an apple. Sometimes I cut up an apple. I've gotten to lately where I cut up green apples where they have a little bit of like, little kick to them. And then I'll just take a little bit of caramel and I'll dip it in there. So that way, again, it just feels like I'm having a little something extra, but it's still mostly about the apples. I try to just keep it very small, so it's mostly about the apples. Another thing that I absolutely love, and I've talked about this, and I am Southern, so this is a Southern staple. I know other states are like, "You eat what now?" But one of the things I eat most days that I love are boiled peanuts. And by the way, I'm not advertising any of the stuff. These are just things I actually eat. I'm not sponsored. These are just things that I enjoy. And I love boiled peanuts. I eat the heck out of these things. So what this I always get judged for this. What they are is they are stored in like I think salt water. And so you dump the water and you dump them into a bowl. You heat them for about 2 minutes and you just pop them open out of the shell and they're soft and they're salty and they're delicious. I love them. But you can eat the entire jar of this thing and it's only 350 calories. Now you have to watch your sodium on these because it is very salty. But there's 0 sugar in them. And I did check on Amazon. Again, I don't this is the brand that I get because Publix has it here in Florida, but it's whatever, I'm not loyal to anybody. You get whatever you want unless they want to sponsor me. But this whole can I can eat for 350 calories, 0 sugar, very low carbohydrates. It's only 3 grams. And it's got fiber in it. So it's just, I look for stuff like this. When I eat this, I'm full. And I feel like I've eaten quite a bit because there's a lot in here. It's a whole can for 350 calories. So again, it sounds like I'm counting calories. It's not that. I just kind of have those numbers in my head, especially at the beginning I did. So that way I would know. And if I feel like, oh, I'm really hungry, then something like this will fill me up. Um, so that's a trick that I really like. Again, I love the black beans on this guy. So let's see, it's 3 servings per container. So in this whole can, there's 360 calories. So it's about looking for things like that that are going to fill you up, that taste good. And again, if you are counting calories, then it's important to know that kind of stuff. So in this one, again, there's no sugar in these. And then I just add a little taco seasoning to it, and it's delicious. And I personally, I will have some cheese when I want some cheese, but as part of this diet, I haven't had a bunch of cheese, but sprinkle a little Mexican cheese on there. And then you feel like you have a dish like that, if that's what you want to do. There's that. What else? Yeah, I go back to the beef jerky because I usually have a stick of beef jerky in my purse. Now I brought something funny to show you, and I know you'll judge me for this, but I don't care. Okay, see this? This is my bag. This is my Disney bag. I brought it to Disney with me because I knew I wanted to eat healthy at Disney. So I'll bring it when I travel and I'll like toss from here into my actual purse whatever I need. But I'll show you some of the things that I carry with me. Again, see, you think I'm lying about this beef jerky thing. I'm not. They have little beef jerky bites like this whole container here. What does it say? I cannot see. Yeah, one package is 130 calories, but it has 22 grams of protein. You can't beat that. Now, I know some people aren't into meat. I get it. You have to watch things like that and balance. But for me, this is a lifesaver. Oh, my dark chocolate almonds. I love them. I get these from Target. Again, just the little bags. I thought it said the calories on it. I don't know if it does, but the calories are not bad in a little bag like that. I look for the dark chocolate because I like the taste of dark chocolate, but there's also health properties to dark chocolate. I love these little packs of nuts. Like I say, this is an omega pack. I personally love pecans and walnuts, and I look for things with that and seeds in it. And I find that to be awesome. Like this pack is 160 calories. So if I'm like just driving around and trying to accomplish things or get my kid or whatever it is, I'll just have this as a snack. And it's delicious and it's good. It's not going to fill me up for that long, but it fills me enough so I'm not just absolutely starving. Or if I just need a little boost in the afternoon, I'll have something like this. Or as I've been working out more, if I need a little boost before my workout, I'll do something like that. Now, if I need a little bit more of like, if I feel like I need a little treat or something, I do like these trail mixes. So I look for stuff like this. It's just a reasonable size bag. I feel like when I go to the movies now, I used to be a free for all when I love going to the movies. So when I take the Gosling to the movies, it used to be a free for all. I get popcorn and candy. I'm not saying don't have that stuff, but if I plan ahead, I toss one of these in my purse and I just kind of munch on this and I feel good. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So like this guy, the whole bag has 340 calories. But see, it's got different kind of nuts in it, but it has like little M&Ms or whatever, the off-brand M&Ms in there. So you feel like you're having a little treat, but you're fine. Like it's still got healthy things in it. That's the kind of stuff that I absolutely love and that I look for. It's stuff like that. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Oh yeah, just another kind of beef jerky. That's just, I just always have that kind of stuff with me. Oh, I love pistachios. And they sell these little to-go bags, whatever. There's a box with 10 of them. Plant-based protein, you can't beat it, right? I love pistachios. It's one of my favorite nuts. So like this bag has 120 calories in it. So again, it sounds like I'm severely counting calories. It's not that. I just kind of know this stuff now because at the beginning I did really watch it, and now I can just tell. I don't know how to explain. I just know how much I've eaten. And so I don't really have to think about it too much. And I don't restrict myself. There are some days where I feel like I'm really hungry. So I'm going to have more of this stuff. And then some days I'm just like, eh. So I cut, like I don't need as much. So you just kind of have to, again, I think it goes with mindful eating and intuitive eating and stuff. I'm gonna put stuff back while I talk. It just goes with that. And so you kind of have to pay attention. Before, my signals were all screwed up. And what I meant was I would feel like I was starving, especially I think I was the mindset of, oh, I'm restricting or what. I hate the word diet. That's why I'm dancing around it. But I was like, oh, I'm restricting what I'm eating. Oh no, I'm starving. But now it's not like that. I'm just I just know how I feel. If my body says, hey Jen, you need to eat a little more, then I eat more. And other days it's like, I'm good. Like I feel good. I've eaten enough. I'm fine. So I know some people are big on what time you eat and things like that. And again, watching calories. What I find works for me is more if I just choose these staple foods and stick with them, I don't so much have to count calories. And if I'm starving, I try not to eat like insanely late. But if I'm starving at midnight, if I just I don't let myself get starving. I'm being it's hyperbole, but if I'm very hungry and it's midnight, then I'll have it because if it's off my staple foods list or if it's like one of these little packs, it's okay with me. I can live with that, you know? I don't let myself go hungry. I'm not trying to get into any kind of ED territory, anything like that. But that's why I also say it's important to consult a nutritionist because these foods agree with me really well. They may not agree with you. You may hate nuts. You may be a vegetarian. You may be vegan. You may be plant-based. You may be carnivore. Whatever you are, you have to think about that sort of thing. This just worked for me again with my apples and my broccoli and whatever else it was at the time. Like I'm not saying again, it's not that I only eat apples. I love grapes. I'll eat those with a Gosling. But my core food is still like if I'm going to go for fruit, it's probably an apple. It's just what I do. But I find that not limiting, but keeping to a smaller choice bank, I do much better with that. If the sky's the limit for me, then that's where I get into trouble, or I used to. Now I'm much better at it. Um, I would say the biggest takeaway for me has been to keep my emotions in check. Because before, good day, let's celebrate with food. Bad day, let's commiserate with food. Birthday, let's eat a bunch of food. Holiday, let's make a bunch of food and eat that too. That used to be the way I'd handle it. And I've talked about it before, and we did a separate episode where I had you guys put in the comments, what is your swap for mindless eating? Meaning eat if you're hungry, but if you're not, you're just trying to, occupy time or look for something to do or whatever it is, if you're emotional. Mine is a hot bath. It just seems to help me and kick my brain into gear of what I actually want, not just mindless eating. So we've talked about that. Just whatever your thing is, find that. Sometimes taking a walk for me helps. Sometimes petting a dog helps, whatever it is. Um, find that to keep your emotions in check. I am an emotional person. And so I can relate so hard to that feeling of, oh, it's been such a crap day. I just want a donut. Or, oh, it's been such a good day. Let's just get takeout, that kind of thing. I don't think so much like that anymore. I don't. I've let that stuff go. Food is just food now. It's just fuel. So when I think about the staple foods that I'm talking about, it's just fuel. That's all it is for me. Again, that's 85 to 90% of the time, that's how I eat. I don't, I still, if I go out or something, or if I just feel like I need some French fries, one of my, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know. Again, I used to say guilty pleasure. I don't even want to say that because there's no more guilt. It's just food. But if I just need some junk, sometimes I get McDonald's. Judge me all you want. It's fine. But I do. But instead of getting like I used to, like whatever it is, hamburger, shake, fries, all this stuff, I'll just get some nuggets. And if I need a little fries with it, I'll get the fries. But I find that if I just have some nuggets, I feel I'm okay with that. And then it's good. And I don't know. You just have to find swaps like that. So 90% of the time I'm eating these healthy staples, but once in a while I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel anything, honestly. That's been the biggest thing is letting go of the feelings. I don't feel bad about food anymore. I don't feel good about food. I mean, I feel good about my choices, but I don't feel anything. It's just food. I've kind of let it go. It's taken me a long time and every day working at it, but that's where I'm at. I just kind of have to let it go. So, my question to you, because I ask our question every episode, my question to you in this one is what are your staple foods? If you had to pick, I don't know, 5 healthy foods, and they're going to be your staple foods with the understanding that you can, of course, add in other things. For some people, it's not possible. I get it. What are your, just tell me some of your staple foods, whatever they are. Just let me know because I'm very curious and maybe we can learn from each other. Maybe you're like, oh, hey, cool. I didn't think about, I don't know, the trail mix bag, things like that. And then you might suggest something that I didn't think about. So let me know what your staple foods are. I'm trying to check to see if there's something else I missed from my notes. I would say plan a couple of days in advance so that way you're not without your staple foods where mine are not, they don't have preservatives for the minus the beef jerky. No, but I'm saying like the nuts are shelf stable, but the apples I'm buying every couple of days, the chicken, I keep up with that kind of stuff. So plan a couple of days in advance so that way, again, you're prepared, you're not starving, and you have it ready to go. Shop with this in mind. It used to be that I would wander the aisles and just be like, oh, I want to try this new kind of Oreo, or I want to try this new kind of, I keep meaning to flash. Well, I can add in post, but I was going to flash some pictures while I talk to you. I'll add in post. It's fine. But I can add in, or, oh, look at this new, sorry, hold on. I was trying to find, okay. So like, here's picture me. Oh, there's a new flavor of Oreo. I need to try that. Or there's a new, whatever it is, I need to try that. No, shop with a list and stick to your list. I get it. I have a Gosling. I know how hard that is because my list will be my apples, my broccoli, my chicken, things like that. And of course, the Gosling mostly eats healthy, but she's going to be like, Mom, I really want whatever. Mom, I've always wanted to try this cookie cereal. And while it's my job to monitor her and make sure that's not all we're eating, once in a while, she's going to have her cookie cereal, whatever it is. That's just an example, something like that. Kids just eat differently and it's fine. To me, my parenting philosophy on that is I want her to eat mostly healthy and she does, but once in a while she's going to have a happy meal and I'm not going to make it weird or anything like that. I'm going to let her enjoy it because again, this is my philosophy and my opinion. You raise your kid how you want to raise your kid. In my opinion, as long as she's mostly eating healthy, if she has that happy meal or if she really likes hamburgers, so if she has a hamburger once in a while, whatever it is, that's fine. if I don't make a big deal out of it, she doesn't make a big deal out of it. And I feel like where she's growing so fast, she might have a craving of something that her body's telling her she needs. So once in a while, if she needs some junk, she needs some junk. It's okay. But for me, I mean, same. There's times where I feel like I need something that's fine. But for me, um, it used to be hard for me to shop for her because I'm like, oh, I'm getting this whatever for her. But for me, it's this stuff, but I don't even think about it anymore. I just know what she likes and what I'm getting her, mostly the same foods, but she's gonna have like fruit roll-ups and things like that. It's fine. I don't even that doesn't tempt me. If I'm gonna waste the calories, it's gonna be on something better than fruit roll-ups. That's kind of how I see things now. I'm gonna eat some chocolate. But it's just about letting go of the control that the food had over me. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that that helps. I'm very curious to know your thoughts on all this. Again, let's keep it a judgment free or low judgment zone. I try, that's something I pride myself on here. Whatever your starting point is, however much you're wanting to lose, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, I'm not here to judge you. You're not here to judge me. I'm just telling you what works for me. You can tell me what works for you. We'll flock together on this. Because it is personal to share what you eat. It is. Because as sure as I say, I eat beef jerky a lot. Somebody's like, eating that is too much sodium and it's going to do this and that. I know, but it works for me. So that's what I'm doing. And it's okay. I feel pretty darn good. And I've lost a lot of weight. So I feel like I'm doing something right. So I won't judge your choices. If whatever it is, if it works for you, then do that. But let me know what it is. And maybe we can learn from each other. So that's it for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It really does help me for you to be subscribed, to hit the thumbs up, and to leave me the comments. And I have people sometimes saying, oh, Jen, I've already left 2 comments. I'm sorry, I'm going to leave you another one. Don't be sorry. Leave me as many comments as you want. Those comments help. Keep them coming. Reply to each other. If you don't know what to say, just start going down and honking at people's, comments if you want. Whatever you want to do. All that stuff is engagement, and it really does help me out. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for being with me. Again, I'm going to remind you, consult a doctor before you start this. Talk to nutritionists, do your own homework, do some Googling, talk to people smarter than you, because I certainly had to when I was going through this. Figure out what makes sense, and not all my advice is for everybody. One thing I didn't touch on as we wrap up is this. There's so much with our beverages now that I didn't think about before. I shouldn't, but I do drink Coke Zero. I get it. That's my last addiction. I've got to cut that, but it's fine. I let myself have it. I don't care. I've been over it. It's fine. But before, it used to be full-fledged Cokes, or it'd be like, oh, I just want a Sprite. Oh, I just want, whatever it is. And it would have all this sugar and all these calories that I wouldn't even think about. It's like I knew they were in there, but I wouldn't even mentally count it as part of the meal because it's the beverage. But our bodies don't know the difference. So you have to think about things like that. So maybe if you just need that McDonald's that day, don't get a soda with it. See if you can drink a water with it, something like that. Or maybe get a sugar-free or low cal, whatever alternative. Figure out what works for you. Find the places where you can, I don't know how to say it, find the places where you can save the junk. So if you just need the nuggets, have the nuggets, but skip the soda. If you can do it, have the nuggets and skip the fries, stuff like that. A big thing for me is realizing I don't always need something sweet after I have something salty. That used to be my go-to. Oh, I've had something salty. Now I need something sweet. Now it's it's fine. I don't need that anymore. It was just a habit. So it's like breaking the habit. So, all right, I'm going to leave this here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your staple foods are. Let me know your go-tos. Again, the other thing is another food I ate quite a bit, and I still eat quite a bit, is chicken soup. Because it's got a bunch of stuff in there. Some veggies, some, chicken and just different depends on what kind I get, different healthy things. So, like, I didn't mention them, but I'm saying, like, so this isn't these staples aren't the only things I ate, but it's the majority of what I ate. It's that kind of stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as me. Let me know your staple foods, and I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.